Never chase. Never beg. These words sound harsh at first. Almost cold. But Stoicism does not teach cruelty. It teaches self-respect. If you are listening to this, you may be chasing something right now. A person who became distant. Approval that never comes. Validation from people who give nothing back. And part of you feels tired. Quietly exhausted. Stoicism begins exactly here. Because the Stoics understood something most people never do. What you chase controls you. The moment you chase, you surrender your power. You place your peace in someone else's hands, and Stoicism says, that is too high a price. Let us begin with a simple truth. You cannot force what is not meant to stay. Marcus Aurelius wrote that everything external comes and goes according to its own nature. People change. Feelings shift. Circumstances move on. When you chase, you are fighting reality. And Stoicism never fights reality. It adapts. It accepts. It stands firm. Chasing is not love. Chasing is fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being forgotten. Fear of not being enough. But Epictetus reminds us, if you depend on things outside your control, you will live in anxiety. Another person's attention is not in your control. Their feelings are not in your control. Their response is not in your control. So why give them authority over your self-worth? Stoics believe true power is internal. Not loud. Not dramatic. Not desperate. Silent. Stable. Grounded. When you stop chasing, you reclaim that power. You are no longer reacting. You are choosing. Now let us talk about begging. Begging is not always on your knees. Sometimes it is emotional. Explaining yourself again and again. Over-justifying your value. Trying to prove you deserve respect. Stoicism is very clear here. You do not argue for your worth. If someone does not see your value, that is information. Not an invitation to perform. Seneca warned that people lose dignity when they ask for what should be freely given. Respect. Effort. Honesty. These things are not requested. They are either offered or they are not. When you beg, you shrink. When you chase, you abandon yourself. The Stoic does neither. Instead, the Stoic stands still. Not in pride. Not in ego. But in self-command. Detachment is often misunderstood. People think detachment means you do not care. That is false. Detachment means you care. Without attachment to outcome. You can love. Without clinging. You can give. Without demanding. You can walk away. Without hatred. That is strength. The Stoics practiced something called negative visualization. They imagined loss in advance. So they would not fear it. If this person leaves, I will survive. If this opportunity disappears, I remain whole. If this approval never comes, I still have myself. When you truly understand this, chasing becomes unnecessary. Begging becomes impossible. Here is something powerful. The moment you stop chasing, people notice. Not because you want them to, but because energy changes. Desperation repels. Calm attracts. But Stoicism does not teach detachment to manipulate others. It teaches detachment to free yourself. Inner power is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not threaten. It does not plead. It simply walks away from what does not align. Marcus Aurelius said, "You should be like a rock, against which waves keep crashing. The waves do not change the rock. The rock remains." Ask yourself this: why am I chasing? Why am I begging? Is it love? Or is it fear? Because love does not require you to abandon dignity. Love does not require humiliation. Love meets you halfway. Or it does not meet you at all. Stoicism teaches one final truth. You lose nothing by walking away from what disrespects you. You lose nothing by choosing silence over explanation. You lose nothing by choosing peace over approval. You gain clarity. You gain self-respect. You gain control. Never chase. Never beg. Not because you are better than others, but because you are responsible for your own inner state. And nothing outside of you is worth sacrificing that. This is the Stoic mindset. Calm, detached, unshaken, and quietly powerful.